Now we are going to start this application today. This is day one of this application, and here is the application that we are going to build. I've already created a folder with the empty folder with nothing that we're going to use. So I just come here and say open the code VS Code so that we start coding. So as you can see here, we have nothing at all, and I had generated already Angular when I was testing something, but I deleted the folder, of course. So I need to remove this here, these files here. So as you can see, the project is empty. So we'll start by creating the folders that will be coding, and the folder structure will be like this. So we'll have front end here. This is our front end, and we'll be having our background services here, background services, and then we'll be having our backend. We'll be having our backend. Yeah, so that is our backend there. So after that, I want to show you how the application will work, and here I've done some diagrams to illustrate you our application. So our application will just look like this, and we'll be having Angular as our front end. Backend we'll be using Node.js and Typescript, the same with background services. Now the front end will be sending request to the backend, and it will receive the data. So I need to add some arrow here or something that will show us how the data will flow in our application. So I can just take an arrow here. Let's take this arrow here and say, okay, let me remove it first of all. Let's use an arrow, or just an arrow that is pointing in Angular, so that will show the direction that the data will be flowing. Or maybe I can just use this to save on time, but just know that it represents how the data will be flowing. So let me first of all use it just like this. So, and this will represent how the data will be flowing for us. So just like that, it will be flowing from Angular frontend to backend, and then from backend to the frontend, that is. And our background services will be independent. It will not require any request from Angular frontend, or it won't communicate with our backend. So that's all. Now I need to generate Angular application here, a blank application. So just come here in our terminal, and then let's say enter into front end, or get into front end folder, and then say something like ng, or we can just say something like ng new, and then you can just call this one maybe front end. But because we have this folder, you can just go back and then maybe delete the folder, yeah, this one, and then after that we can generate using our command. So let's remove it. So now let's go and say ng and then new. This is command for generating a new application in Angular. So we'll just say front end, just like that. Let it generate. So we won't wait for it to generate our application. We just continue doing other things before it finishes. So I want to just show you what we'll be creating in this application. So to start with, you can see the Figma design that I built before I started coding this application. while building this application, and you can just go down and see what is happening. I have distorted it, so let's move down, and then you can see how the design looks like. And this is application that we'll be building. Of course, I removed some colors. I noticed that I use a lot of colors in this application, and that's why you see the final project will be having some different colors, because I noticed I mixed a lot of colors in design, but I changed it in application in order for it to look great. So let's see if it has already finished generating. So it has not finished, so we can just pause there, and then we will continue when the application is generated. Now our application has already finished generating, and this is our application here, Angular application. And as you can see, it comes with a lot of boilerplate template or some code that is unnecessary, so we need to remove them first of all. So let's come here to our code, and then open the app here, and then we can just go here app.component.html, and we need to remove everything here that is here, because this is what we are being shown by Angular, or it is the one that is displaying. So we need to remove everything, or we can just Control A and then remove it. And then to start with, let's first of all reload and see if we can. It has gone. So it has gone. So to start with, we can just add some headers or some head and show it if it is working. Let's confirm it is working. So as you can see here, we are displaying it here, but I want to show you something that we need to remove, and this is margin and padding. It comes by default in Angular, so we just need to add something like that. And then let's add this header here, and then give it a class of maybe container. Yeah, let's go into our CSS and style it. So .container there, and then we can say something like background color to be red. This is for display, we want to use that. So height, maybe we can say 10 p height, just like that. And then we can say width something like 100%. So I just want to show you something. So when we reload here, you can see there's a default margin here and padding. So we need to come here and remove it. You need to come here at index.html, and then you can remove it using styling. So we need to create style tags here, and then we can select everything just using that star there or asterisk. And then we can say margin should be 0 pixels, and the padding also should be 0 pixels. So when we reload, we'll see the margin has gone with padding, and now we can start coding our navbar or our application from navbar. So just go back and see where we had that one, and then remove it, and then let us start by generating a component called navbar, which we'll place on top there. So we can just come here in our application. Let's open another terminal. My terminal for VS is not working, so I bet it has some problems. So we just go into our desktop, up to our folder that is Courier services, and then can just say cd, I forgot. So we can just go into front end, and then we can say generate, and then say something like generate component, and that component should be placed in folder that will be called components, and then call it navbar, something of the sort. So it should generate. So we are saying, oh, I forgot to add generate, so let's stop it and say ng generate component, and then components, and then navbar, because this G is representing to generate, and this is representing component. So we just generate now, and it will take some time. So before that, we can just go and see the file structure or folder structure of this application or this front end. And as you can see, we have assets here. This one should be one where we put the images or GIFs or videos if we need them, if we need to use them in our application. So it should have completed generating the component. I hope it has finished generating the component. So you can see how easy it is to generate component in Angular. So we just open here and see our folder here, and we can see our navbar is already generated as a component. So from here now we can start coding our navbar. So we can just say div, and then we can give it a class of container, just like that, container, that way, and then we can say save. And then what we want to do is we want first of all to test if it is working. So we can say navbar here. So let's start it. First of all, we can just come here and say .container there, and say something like background color, and we'll be using this background color here, this one from Figma. You can just come here, and see the color. So we just copy it here, and then come here, and then add a hash there and add the code. So as you can see there. Now another thing we want to give it is height, and I will be giving a height of 10 pH because we want it to be responsive both in mobile and tablet. And then another thing is width should be 100%, just like that. And then we can code it in our entry point in our application, because it is this one here, app.component.html. So we can say app.navbar. It should generate, it should auto-complete for us, but I don't know why it is not auto-completing. So we can just save and see if it has saved. So let's see. So as you can see, it has already generated the navbar, and it has added it here. So I don't like that color. That color looks like it has faded. So we need to add this one here. I think this would be good. It would be great, because this one is not that visible. So you can just come here to our navbar and then remove this one and add that one. Add this one that we have copied, spaced there. So as you can see now, our application is working. Now we need to add this header here or logo plus this button and our text here. So that's what we'll be doing. So let's go back here, and first of all we need to add our logo, or you can say something like span and say application is called send it, or whatever, or something that you want to call it. It's okay. So that's send it, and we can give it a class of logo, just like that. And then we'll be having, let's say, another div that will be called out or authentication. Let's call it auth. So you can just autocomplete, like I have shown you. You can just write div and then dots, and this will be the name of the class. So just remove it, this one. So I hope that will be helpful to you. So you can say button, and then you can say this one is for sign up, and the second one is a span also, and we'll call it login. So let's see if they are added. So as you can see here, it looks very ugly, so we need now to style it. So we just come here in our CSS and then say what display flex. Let's say display flex, because we want for them to align in a horizontal way, and then say something like justify content space between, and then we can say align items and then say center, just like that. So we save it and see how it looks. Yeah, just like that. And then now we can just go and start coding the logo, or we can just style the logo. So we just say something like we want to say the color of the logo should be something like FFF, that is almost a white color, and then we can give it a font size of 35 pixels, just like that. And let's see how it looks like. And then we can just give it some, you can just go and give it some margin from our right side or left side. Yeah, left side. So we can give it 100 pixels margin, and as you can see, it has been styled. So I don't like this font here, so you can just come here and say Google font. Let's go to Google Fonts and use one of their fonts. I like Google Fonts because they are easy to use and they work pretty well. So you can just come here to fonts, and then you can say I need Roboto, this one here. So to add it in our project, we need to just come here and maybe select which one we want. So you say like this, we need that one, we need this one, and we need this one. I think those are great. Yeah, so let's add that, and we will be using at import, and then you can say, you can call them, you can code it here, and then because we'll be using it through our entire video or this project, we can just come here and add it here, just here. Now when we want to use them, or when we want to use it, now we just saying font and then Roboto or something. So let's see how to use it. You can just come here and maybe copy that, and then let's place it here so that every text should adopt this. So actually it should be, yeah, it should be there. So let's save first of all. So let's see if it has changed our font. So let's see. Yeah, it has changed our font. I really like this font here, Roboto. So now we need to come to just go back in the application, and then we can say let's type this auth. You can say .auth, and first of all is to give it a margin. You can say auth, and then let's give it a margin right there, and then say something like 100 pixel or 100 pixel, just like what we did for our logo. So let's see, yeah, there, and then let's say login. I have not added login here, login, and then now we can style it properly. So what we'll do is we need to maybe give this button here a different background color. So you can just say slash, or you can say .auth, and then say button. This will select the button that is, or all buttons that are included in this auth. And in our case, because we have this one button, then we can just select it. It will select only one button. So background color, and we need to give it a background color of this here. Don't know if it is maroon or something, so you just copy it just like that, and then just come here and paste it. So it's a paste there, and let's see what will happen. Let's format first of all our code. I don't want those many spaces, so let's see how it looks like, and we can just close this. So now we need to continue styling in order for it to be great. So we need to come here and let's say something like we need to say here at our CSS, then we can say border none, and then padding. You can give it a padding of 10 pixels, and then padding 10 pixels, and then you can say color, let's be white ff, and then you can give it a margin right, yeah, and we can give it 10 pixels. Another thing we want to style is our login span or our login text. So we can just come here and say something like font of maybe 20 pixels. We want it to be font weight with font weight, and then we can give it maybe 900 or something of the sort. So let's save and see how it is. So we need to add then the font size here, and we can give it a font size of 15 pixels, and we can give it a width, maybe a width of 50 pixels or something like that. So, and then we can come here and say something like we want to give it a color of white also, FFF, just like that. So let's see how it looks. Yeah, and I think we need to give it 100 here, 100 pixels, yeah, just like that. So we have already created our navbar. Now another thing that we want to create is this home page here, and then we'll be having our footer down there. So to start with, we need to add this. We need to add this home page. So what we can do is that we can just generate that home page. So we can just come here in our terminal and say ng generate component, and then we can say components. In our components we need home page, just like that. Let's see how it will generate. So before it generates, you can just see how beautiful it is and how easy it is to just use Flexbox, because that is the one that I have used to style this one, and then I think it has already generated. Yeah, as you can see here, it is already generated. So now what we can do is that we can add it in our app here, and then say something like app homepage, just like this, homepage there, and then see how it will look. So we have already added that homepage in our entry point in our application, that is app.component.html or template. So now we can just go back here and say let's type there, or let's add something in our homepage here. So we'll start by seeing what we can create. So if you come here, you can see we have two or three stuff. We need this one, we need this one, and then we need this button here. So we start by creating this div and this div, and then we have this div here. So we need to start by creating div.container or wrapper. You can call it even wrapper. So we need to have the first div that will hold our GIF, the GIF that you are seeing here, this GIF here. So and I will show you where I get these GIFs, so and how to use them. So we can just add that, and then we call this a class of, can call it a class of, maybe you can say even image, and you can call it whatever you want, so long as it's readable and it has a meaning. So we need to add this other one here, get started. Maybe we can call it get started, just like that. So let's add this GIF, and to add this GIF we can just come here and say Lotus files. You can come here and use Lotus files. This is a very good website to create your own GIFs, and then you can just log in, or if you have not registered, you can register for free. And then let's continue and show you how to create GIFs and then use them in your application. So let's see. So now it's okay. So you can, one small thing, how do we best identify developer? This is if you have registered for the first time. Now we can just come here and select, we need, our application is for delivery, so you can just add here, you can just search here delivery, just like that, and you can see all GIFs, that all animation that are associated with delivering something. So I just pick anything, any GIF of that is associated with, or it notes that fits my application. So I can see this one here, it can fit my application well or great. So let me select this one. So it should select this one, or we can just go and open it here. So what is happening? Oh yeah, it is working. So we can just come here, and you can even style if you want. You can add speed, you can do everything that you want. For me, I want as default as it is, so I just come here and download the GIF. It is 2 MB, so I just download it down there, and you can see they have a lot of options when it comes to downloading. You can download MP4, you can download as a zip, as a JSON, a loaded JSON. You can use it whatever you want. So it is taking a lot of time to download. I think my internet is slow. So before that, we can continue styling the other part. So you can just continue styling this here, or you can just start with container. You can say .container, container there, and maybe container you can give it a margin of maybe 50, or let's say 30 pixels, and then it should be of display flex. Yes, display flex there, and then we can say align items center, just like that, and then we can say justify content space between, just like what we did with our navbar. So just like that, and then now we can style our get started before the GIF is downloaded. So just say get started. I want to confirm if it is the name, so we can give it a height of maybe a height of 400 pixels, and a width of, let's say, 400 pixels, and see what will happen, or if it will fit our application. So let's say background color. So we can just say, come and copy from our design here. Can come here and copy the color here. This is the color, and you can just copy it here, just like that. And then let's see, yeah, just like this. It is looking great. So you can say something like, you can even add and say 500, and then 500. You can say something of the sort, 500, and then we can give it a border radius of 10 pixels, just like that. And then let's see how it looks like, just like that. But it is great. So we can give it a height of 400 pixels, just like that, and see, yeah, just like that. I think that is great. So we need to add the text that we are seeing here, this text, and then continue. So let's add those text here. So we just come here, and then let's code it first to be h2, and then we'll come here and copy this text here, and then paste it, and then we'll have the other text here, and we can code it h3, and then we can just copy it just here, and then we can, now we can style them, but we want to have this button here, and we can call it or we can just leave it like that, and then we can call it get started here. So we can say get started, just like that, and then now we can style it, and we'll be using font or some icons. That one I will add eventually. So my GIF has not been downloaded. So let's see if it will download this time. So now let's start this application. So let's see how it looks right now, and as you can see, it is so ugly. So we can just come here and say get started. First of all, we can give it a color of FFF, just like that, and then we can give it we we can give it, or we can just select the text here and say something like h2. We need to give it a margin of something like 30 pixels, just like that, and then see what will happen. Just like that, and then we can select the other one, or we can just say .get started and then h3, and we can give it margin of 30, or maybe even I can just come here to avoid this repetition. I can just come here and give it that margin. Can just say h2 h3 and it will be okay. Now we need to give it display flex and display column. Can say display flex, and then we can say flex direction to be column, and then align items center, just like that. And then you can see how it is working. So now we can target this button here. We can just come here and say .get started and say button, just like that. And then you can say background color to be the one in our Figma design here. So we can just click on that and copy this color here. So we can just come here and add that color, and then we can say padding should be maybe 20 pixels, and the height or the width should be like maybe 200 pixels. And let's see, and then border none, can give it a border of none, just like that. And let's see what is happening. So as you can see, it is great there, and we can give it also the color to be color of #FFF, and then we can give the font size to be like 18 pixels or 20 pixels, just like that. And then we can add this width to be to 50 there. So let's see how it is. So as you can see, it's great. So now what we need to add is the icon, this icon here, and we'll be using Font Awesome. So what we will do is that we come here. Let's first of all close this website, and then we can say Font Awesome, and we can say Angular, then GitHub, and then I had already visited this GitHub later on. So we'll start by adding these icons. So here is documentation for adding Font Awesome icons in our application. So we'll just copy this here, this command here, and we won't give it version because it will detect the version that is compatible with the version of Angular, that is 14. So we just come here and add it, and then let it generate, and that we need this icon here and this icon that we are using here. So before it generates, now we can just go back and continue with the GIF that we downloaded. So we just come here, and then we can copy this. We can just copy this GIF here and then bring it to our application and use it. So we can just copy it, and then we need to put it in our assets here. So we need to see where our asset folder is, so we need to close it, and our asset is just here, so we can just come here and paste. It's not pasting, so we can just drag it and drop it in our asset just like that. So let's go back and then use it in our application here. So in our home page we want to use it, so we just come here and we can now add it. Can just say go back or go up into assets, and then you can already, you are being suggested, so you just add it just like that, and then just save it. And as you can see, our give is just here. It's just so we can just reduce the margin for the home page because it is bigger. So we can just come here and reduce it to even 10, and then see if it will work for us. So yeah, I think it will be great if it looks like this. So we'll add the button here, the button that we wanted to add here for the call. So we just come here first of all, and then add the button down here. So we just come here and add the button just like that, and then we call it call something. Is call us. So we just come here and call it and add the text call us just like that. So we just add this. We need to style this image div, so we just copy, and then we can say something like first of all, let me reduce the height and the width of this image, or this height of this GIF here. So we can say height and say something like 400 pixel or 300 pixel, 350. Let's go with 350, and then the width also should be of 350 pixels, just like that. So let's save, and then let's see, just like that. But I think that's more. We can give it 400 maybe. I think that would be great. So we can give it 400, and then 400, yeah, or we can just leave it like that and then see how it will be. So let's see, yeah, just like that. I think that would be great. And then let's go back and add the margin to be that of 30, just like the previous that we had added. So I think it should be like that. It will be great. So now we can just come here and add the, you can say display in our image, and then style the image div. So we can say .image, and this is something like display flex, and then say align our flex direction, and then say column, and then after that we can say align items to be center, just like that. And then from here you can just go and target the button, just like that. And then we can say background color to be that one, and then we can say border none, not to give it border, and then we can give it a padding of maybe 10 pixels or maybe 20, and give it a pixel of 20, and we can give it something like maybe font size to be that, because we want that text to be big, and we want to get it a font weight of 900 also. So let's see what will happen. Yeah, so yeah, just like that. And then we want to reduce the padding a little bit. Let's give it 15, and then we can give the height of that button to be of 150 pixels, just like that, or maybe 250. I think 250 is good, so we can say 250, just like that. Yeah, and then the color, let's color be a color of white, or almost to white. So we can just add that. Let's see now how it is. So as you can see now, it has added. So I think the packages that we were adding for font awesome should be complete, but it is installing. We add this prompt here. It is prompting us to say yes or something, and we can proceed and build our footer. Just down here, this is our footer here, so we can just come and generate another component called footer, because let me add that, and then we need solid, it's okay. So we can just now get this. Now let me stop this application here, because I need to use, it's just generating. So okay, let me go back here and stop this one. Can stop it here, just here, and we can just go back and use this command to generate. So you can just go back, so we can just say desktop and then cd YouTube into a folder called YouTube, and then Courier service. And I'm doing this in order to help you guys know how to navigate in terminal. And then we can go to front end, and then we can say ng generate component, and then components we need to generate in our components folder, and then we'll call it footer, just like that. It should generate, and then our font awesome package is already installed. So we need to just reload and see how our application is looking like. Oh, sorry for that. Okay, so we can just come here and then continue, and then continue here and say and see how we can use it. So let's see down here how it is supposed to be used. So now we can just come here and import from font awesome. We can just import it here. So let's see if it is already imported in our app module. So we can just come here and see in our app module if it has already been generated, and it is already generated, or it is already imported. So what we need is now to go in our component and add this. We can now add these icons. So you can just copy like that, and then let's go into our component here at our home page, and then add this line of code there. And now we want first one that we want is for the phone. We need to say for phone, just like that, and then we want the other one for the arrow, and you can see arrow right, arrow left. So it is pointing in our right direction, so it is far arrow circle right. So after that we can just go with how the documentation is saying. So we can come here and initialize this or declare this our icon. So we can just come here and paste it just above here. So we can say something like this one should be for the phone. So we can say phone, so just like that, and then say phone, just like that, and then we can say arrow, and then circle arrow right, that is just like that, and then give it this one here. You can just copy and paste it just like that, copy paste. I don't want to get a lot of time, to use a lot of time here, so we need to copy this. I don't know where's the option for copy. Okay, let's just type arrow right, circle, and then type something of the sort. Then oh no, it should be, I've done some mistake here, so we just remove everything and say arrow right. I think it should be just circle right or something, arrow right, yeah, just like that. And then we can say arrow right, yeah, arrow right, just like that, and then continue using our documentation. So just see how it is being used. So we can just copy it here and then come into our application and use it where we want to use it. So we can just add it here. You can just come here, and our icon should be for phone. Yeah, it's for phone. So we can add it there, and no, it is not. It should not be here. This one for the phone, it should be above there. So we can add it there, and then here we need that one for the arrow, and we can call it, I don't know, it is called what? It is called for arrow right. So we can just come here and copy it just like that. Don't know why my copying option is not appearing, so you need to come there and can say arrow right, just like that, or arrow right. No, I'm doing some mistake. Okay, arrow right, just down here, can say arrow right down there. So we need to save this and see if it is working in our application, and we have some error. Crossing, okay, we have not crossed one of the tags, so for the icon, so we need to know which one we have not crossed. So let's see. Oh, this one here we have not, it should not be here. We need to remove it, and then again let's see if it is working. So it should work. Then does not exist. So let me see how it is being, how we have imported it. So for arrow right, so let's go. Oh, it should be for arrow right here. That's the mistake. So for arrow right, so we need to save it and then see if it is working now. So you can see they are appearing here. So now we need to add the font size for these two icons. So we can just target them using this name here for icon. So we can just copy and come here, say something like for icon, and then we can say font size and then you can give it like 30 pixels, just like that, and then see if it is working. I think that is just big, so you can give it maybe 25 pixels, or you can just customize the way you want it. So just like that. Yeah, I think that is great. So you need to add some space. You can give a space or margin of maybe 20 pixels, and see if how it will work for us. So we need to add that. So yeah, just like that, it is looking great. So now we have added this navbar, we have homepage. The other thing is our footer. I think it's already generated for us, so we just come here and see our footer here. It's already generated, so we can add it in our app.component.html here. And as you can see how we can use this component now, because we build them separate and then we join them. So I'll show you how we use them. So you can just come there and add it just like that, and let's see how it will appear in our application. So as you can see down here, we have this footer works, so we can just go and start styling it. So we just come here in our footer and then start coding here. You can see, oh no, this is CSS. You can just come here and remove this one, and we can give it a div that is called container. I like to start with a container div. So after that, now we can just come and see how it should look like. So you can just come down here and see how it should look like. So we have this text and we have these images. I used images in our scenario, so we need to div this one and this one. So, or maybe even we can just use span, and we can just, let me say anything. You can say made by Bantu, made by Bantu Tech, just like that. And maybe we can add something like copyright 2022 or 2023, since the year is coming to an end. So just like that, and then another div. The other div should be for the social. We call this social, and then we have our handles here. So we need to come and add those social icon. You can say something like Facebook, and we can see, oh no, we don't want that. We need to say something like Facebook icon or Facebook, just like that. We don't want this auto completion. You can just come here and say you want like this beautiful images here. You can save just to use them. You can use even icons. It doesn't mean that you should use images. So it doesn't mean it's the only image that you can use. So you can say Facebook, just like that, and then save it. You can say Instagram, and then save it, and save this one. This one looks great. Save it. So you can call it Instagram, just like that. And then another thing is you need to have for Twitter, and then I think that's great. These three would be great. So Twitter, so just like that. So we need to add those in our application. So just go into our pictures we have saved them, and then we can add them in our application. So we just come into our asset and then just drag them, and we can just drag them and paste them, or we can drag them in this folder. So we can drag that, we can drag this one down here, and we can drag the other one, this one for the Facebook. What it is it Instagram? I think so. We should drag for the Facebook. Yeah, so let's drag it and keep it there. So now we need to go into application and use them. So we are into footer, and then in our footer now we can add these images. So our images, we can add them now. You can say above into our asset, and then we can say something like Facebook, and then it should be having a height of maybe 50 pixels, because we don't want them to be big. So width should be of 50 pixels also. And then from here now we can copy and paste them. We can just copy and we can paste, and then can copy and paste. And now we need for the Instagram, so we can say Instagram, and we need for the Twitter, that is, so we come here and say twitter.png. So now we can start styling this. So we just come into our CSS and we start by saying .container, and then say something like display flex, should be display flex, and then justify or align items center, and then we can say justify content space between, and you can see how I'm using flex for the most part of this application. So after that, now we need to see how it is working. So let's see application now, and as you can see here, it's almost getting to where we want it. So we just say something like, we can give a margin of, let's say auto, and then we can say something like 200 pixels, and our font size we can say something like 15 pixels, and font weight bold, just like that, and see how it is working. So as you can see, it is already working there. So we need to come and say social, or we can say image, and then we can give it a margin of, let's say 20 pixels there, and then see what will happen. So you can see it there, but we can give them left, not just margin, but margin left, just like that, or maybe right, let's say right. So let's see what is happening now. So as you can see, it's already added there. So we need to maybe add the font size of this text here. So we can say maybe text should be 20, and the color, can give it a color of a hash, and then 333, just like that, because we don't want it to be that black after all. So it can be just like that. If in your application you want to reduce the size, you can reduce the size of the text. And now, okay, we can just remove the font weight here and give it something like 18 pixels, so that you can see it will be great. Okay, so it has worked. So this is our home page, and I don't want to continue from here. We need this to continue with this application day 2. So I hope you have enjoyed this homepage day 1, where we have created this homepage. We'll continue building these small chunks, so that if you are not familiar with Angular, you'll be familiar. If you are not familiar with Node, you'll be familiar. And the last thing that I want to do here is I want to just remove this footer. Yeah, just want to come here and remove navbar, just like that, and our footer, just like that. So that I will add them in our home page, because it is the same thing. It is same thing, and eventually be using router, because in day 2 we'll be creating a router where you can navigate to other pages. So I want to get this application a very nice structure or organization. So we need to add navbar above here. So we can just say navbar, and then down here we can give it footer. Just down here we can say app.footer, and say, yeah, just like that. And then we can just format this code. I don't want to have a lot of spaces in the code. So after that, I can save and see if it is working. As you can see it is working same way. I'll be pushing the code, and then I'll add the link in the description. So if you have any comment, you can just comment and help me improve in the next videos. Or if you like this application, you can just like the video, leave the comment, subscribe, and just write and then hit the bell icon, so that you'll be notified the next time I will be uploading these videos. So hope you'll be having a great day. See you in the next video.